So what's up, traders? We're going to talk about the earnings report and how you can actually use the earnings report to invest in a company, a healthy company. And I'm going to show it to you very, very easily. We usually look at earnings report on websites. It's really complicated. You see all of these numbers and figures, but I have an easy way for you to look at this on TradingView with nice, colorful graphs to make it easier for you to understand. Really quick video. Let's dive into it. So professional analysts consider various factors when evaluating an earnings report to determine whether a stock is a buy, sell, or hold. Here are some of the most important points they typically look at. Number one, revenue and earnings growth. So analysts assess whether the company's revenue or earnings growth are growing consistently over time. They look at both quarter over quarter and year over year growth rates. Strong growth trends can indicate a healthy business and potential future returns for investors. So really quickly here, when you are on your trading view, you want to go to whatever stock you're looking at. And I'm looking at the Chipotle stock right now. It doesn't matter what time frame. And what I like to do is go over here to the right. And as you scroll down, you will see what the stock is trading. If you scroll down even further, you'll look at the net earnings report, the volume, all of that good stuff. Now, if you're not familiar with finances, if you're not a business owner, and if all of these numbers are just completely confusing, here is a basic graph that you can actually look at here. As you scroll down, you're going to see the income statement. And very simple here, if you look closely, you'll see 10% at quarter four in the year of 2022. And you can see that it continues to rise to 10.9, 11.8, 12.7, and then it caps out to 13.6 in quarter two of 2023, and then it kind of drops a bit. Looks like a very healthy income statement. And as I scroll down, go ahead and click on more financials. It'll pull up all of the financials here. And then you'll see these tabs here where it says overview, statement, statistics, dividends, earnings, and revenue. Let's go ahead and do this. Start on statements here. And then you'll see total revenue. I love this here because it's showing the year of year growth. And then you'll see right here, this is the quarter. So you can see that I have the quarterly tab open. Each quarter, starting from June 2022, quarter two, we can see it had a 16.95 growth. Quarter three, 13.72. Quarter four, 11.22. And then March 2023 for quarter one, 17.23. And you can see these numbers are green, meaning that they continue to climb. Very simple. You don't need to understand what total revenue is completely. You don't need to understand what gross profit. Now, it does help as you continue your journey in stocks. And it even gives you this helpful tip here where you see total revenue. Click this question mark and it says show definition. And then it provides you with the entire definition. What is total revenue? Total revenue, also called sales, is revenue derived from the product or service a company sells. And it goes on and on here. I love this here because it's color coordinated. It's very easy to read. All you need to do really, if you're new to numbers or if you just hate numbers, if you see green, that simply means it's growth, okay? And then you have, scrolling down, gross profit. What is gross profit? Click here for definition. What is gross profit? Gross profit is the profit that the company receives after deducting the costs associated with the sales of its products, for example, manufacturing costs, and it goes on and on. I love it, very simple. And as you go down to operating income, pre-tax income, all green. So starting from quarter two of 2022 all the way to current, Chipotle Mexican Grill stock is looking pretty successful. Very basic, guys. Now, next thing you want to do, you can continue to scroll. You'll see everything here. So number two, which is important to analysts, is that analysts scrutinize the components of earnings to assess their quality. They may look at factors such as the sustainability of profit margins, the consistency of earnings growth, and the presence of any one-time gains or losses that may skew the results. This is earnings quality. So you want to understand what's going on with the company. You want to understand these numbers here. And if you don't quite understand it, like I said, go ahead and just look at the green. That simply means time after time it continues to grow. Now I can click this here to the right where it says quarterly. This is a quarterly report. Click annual. And then you can see the growth within the last 5 to 8 years. So we have December 2017. It grew 14.65%, the company. 2018, it grew 8%. 14% for 2019, 7% for 2020, and it continues to grow. Then we can see the gross profit. Again, click this question mark if you don't understand the definition, and everything is green. The only thing that is red, you want to pay attention to what's red and why. Now, this was in 2020, and the reason why a lot of companies were in the red at that point is because of the pandemic. And I don't know really what company wasn't in the red. Overall, they continue to grow. They recovered pretty nicely after 2020 with an 80% growth, and then 22 for the following year, and then 27% in 2023. And then we have TTM, and TTM stands for trailing 12 months. So TTM, trailing 12 months is the term for the data from the past 12 consecutive months used for reporting financial figures. A company's trailing 12 months represents its financial performance for a 12-month period. It does not typically represent a fiscal year ending period. All right, next we have guidance and outlook. Management guidance for future performance is crucial. Analysts compare actual results with previous provided guidance and evaluate the company's outlook for future quarters and fiscal years. Positive guidance can instill confidence in investors, while negative guidance may raise concerns about the company's prospects. Now, guidance is really simple here, especially management. Management can be the CEO, the CFO, the COO, the spokesperson. You want to know what they're talking about, and you always want to kind of watch what's going on. Now, this is investment. I'm not talking about day trading. If you're investing long term, in my opinion, I think it's best. Stocks typically rise in nature. Fortune 500 stocks, or stocks that we all use. You can count on Apple and Microsoft and things like that. Now, some of those may grow slowly. However, growth has been their nature since day one. All right, next is balance sheet strength. The company's financial health is assessed by examining its balance sheet. Analysts look at metrics such as debt levels, cash reserves, liquidity ratios, and the company's ability to generate free cash flow. A strong balance sheet can indicate financial stability and flexibility. Now, some of you may not know what balance sheet is. Balance sheet, just think about what's coming into the company and what's going out. You always want to notate that. And so the balance sheet is really important. One way you can look at it here is through these tabs here. I like to hit Command F on my Mac. If you have a PC, you probably want to do Control F to bring up your find. And then I'm going to just put in debt, DEBT, and then it'll show me my debt here, the debt to assets ratio, which back in, let's see, quarter two of 2022 was 0.55, which is pretty good. When you think of debt to asset ratio, debt is what you owe, what the company owes. Assets is what you own and how much you're valued. For my understanding to this, 50-50 is pretty good. It's not too bad. 50 means you have this amount of debt. The other 50 is this is how much assets you have. Now, if you have more assets to debt, that's even better. You can see how in quarter two of 2022, they were at 0.55. Stayed there in the next quarter, and then it dropped to 0.47, and then it continued to rise. And so it's pretty healthy. That's exactly what you want to look at. And then we have debt to equity ratio and so on and so forth. Next thing is competitive positioning. So analysts evaluate the company's competitive position with its industry. They assess factors such as market share, pricing power, product differentiation, and barriers to entry. A company with a strong competitive moat is more likely to sustain long-term growth. Always evaluating your competitors. Who's the competitor of Chipotle? What is it looking at? You want to understand the PE ratio. If you don't understand what PE ratio, we deep dive into that in our Future Stocks Academy. I want to throw this in. If you're not tied in or plugged in to our free Discord, the link is in the description below. We have conversations like this. We analyze stocks and we just talk brand new to people as if you're a brand new stock trader. Sometimes a lot of us been trading for a while. You want to just start all over and learn the fundamentals. And that's what we're doing here. The next thing that analysts likes to look at when they're looking at the earnings report is industry trends and macroeconomics factors. What do I mean by that? Analysts consider broader industry trends and macroeconomics factors that may impact the company's performance. This includes factors such as changes in consumer behavior, regulatory developments, technological advancements, and macroeconomic indicators like interest rates and inflation. And then lastly, what I want to throw in, and there's more to this, but for a short video for you guys, lastly is risk factors. Analysts identify and assess potential risks that could affect the company's future performance. These may include industry-specific risks, geopolitical risks, regulatory risks, operational risk, or risk related to corporate governance. Now, risk management is huge. Risk factors is huge as well when you're looking to possibly invest in a company, buy, sell, or just not do anything at all. And so we deep dive into that, especially in our Forex Academy. We're all about risk management because we're always on the defense. If we don't own the company, anything could happen, right? So we want to always trade on the defense because a strong defense make a great offense. When you're looking at the overall statements, you always want to make sure that these numbers are green. This means growth. And I'm not just looking at each quarter, I'm looking at annually as well. I went all the way back to 2017 when I analyzed Chipotle. They continued to grow, which makes me comfortable for a long time investment with Chipotle. Now, it makes even better sense if I love Chipotle and their food. I like to go there and eat. I like to take my family there to eat because now you're invested. So if you're buying a stock, it makes me feel a lot more comfortable if I enjoy that company as well as a consumer. All right. So a lot of people don't understand and realize that when you're buying a share, that you are actually part owner of that company, a small piece of owner, but you are an owner. So guys, that wraps up everything. Next time I may do a video on how to actually day trade the earnings report, and that's a whole nother beast here. So as I go out and conclude, I want you guys to go out to the higher time frame, the daily or the weekly, and just confirm what you see on these candles here. Growth potential. All you see is an uptrend with Chipotle all the way up. And that's what you want to see when you're analyzing your chart before you actually invest. And then you want to go on the daily time frame, look at these E's here. That's why I love Tradingview, because it provides everything for you without actually having to go on a website and look at all of those numbers and try to figure it out. The E is showing me the earnings report. It came in positive. I have my next earnings report, which came in just recently in February. And then I see my future report here, which is purple. And that's coming out April 24th on Wednesday, 2024, in just a month from now of this recording. So guys, let me know in the comments if this makes absolute sense to you guys. Give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, join our Discord server below if you haven't already. And I will see you in the next video. God bless you.